This is the Star Wars The Force Awakens battle action Millennium Falcon set. I know I've had this thing for the longest time. I picked it up on Force Friday, the Force Friday month, and I haven't gotten around to reviewing it. I've been putting it off because I thought it was going to be very complex, and I thought it would take the whole day just to put it together, but I was wrong. It's actually a very simple toy, a very nostalgic toy, and a lot of fun. This thing is pure joy for all you Star Wars fans who just want to play with the toys and then display them afterwards. This is the set for you. Okay, I never had a Millennium Falcon set before. I mean, when Kenner came out with one, I never got it. It was way too expensive. I was a kid back then. Hasbro released a BMF Millennium Falcon that was like 4 times the size of this thing, and it was huge. It was accurately scaled to the 3.75 and 3 3/4 or 1/18 scale, 1/12 scale figures. Oh, sorry, 1/18 scale figures, and it was perfect. It was perfectly scaled, but you could not play with it. You had to leave it at the dining table for display, or buy another display table for it. It was very cumbersome, so I figured it was very restrictive. It was like $300–400 here in Manila. I thought I didn't have use for that, and didn't have a place for that, and I'd given up on getting a Millennium Falcon until this one showed up, and I am so glad Hasbro did it. Now let's take a look at the packaging before we begin. This is a nice box. The box is exactly the same size as this one. There's very minimal assembly required for the toy. As such, if you're done playing with it and you don't really have a display space for it, or you don't want it to get affected by dust or light or whatever, you can slide it back into the box and it'd be perfect. It'd fit right back in the box. The figures would stay in that window, and it would be fine. It'd be fine. You could store it in the box. There's no displaying it whatsoever though, but you know, because of the size of it, because of the scaled down size of it, or what I like to call it as the G.I. Joe-ified scaled down size of it, it won't be difficult to get a display table, like a small table like that, where all my select figures are and some Transformers. That would be fine. That would probably fit. Or you can have some shelves like that, and you could have him sticking out, not a perfect, but it would still be fine. All right. So let's get right to it. The set comes with Decal Sheet, which is surprisingly easy to apply. Most of the decals or the stickers are going to be here in the cockpit, but we'll talk about that later. And I thought it was going to take me half a day to do this, because some were very small and some were big, but Hasbro did a wonderful job with this decals. The glue wasn't super sticky. You could, if you made a mistake, you could take it out, and then they, like, you know how Hasbro is very easy to take off parts. They actually molded in the panels, like they depressed them, so that all you had to do was shoot the sticker in, and it'd be easy peasy. You'd be fine. As you can see, there's like a depression. It's not like flat. It's not like a flat panel where like most G.I. Joe, like what most G.I. Joe toys had. It had something like this. Like there's nothing here. I've used up all the stickers, but something like that, and then you just had to shoot the sticker within the borders of that depressed panel. So that, I think, was a great job by Hasbro, so that the sticker wasn't as cumbersome as some of the other toys were back then. Okay, it comes with a nice instruction sheet. Very nice, very detailed. I was actually very surprised. I mean, Transformers should have these kinds of instruction sheets. I mean, they're not that expensive. The paper might be expensive, but it's very detailed, and I love it. I love how detailed this thing is. It's like a Takara instruction sheet. Okay, it comes with 3 figures, and these figures I thought were just repacks of the single carded figures. They're actually sort of new figures with slight modifications on them. Let's start with Chewbacca. I didn't pick up the armored up Chewbacca, but From the looks of it, this one's a new mold. The arms, legs, and body might be the same, but the head sculpt, they have like a depression on the side of the head, so that the headpiece is actually glued, like that communication set is actually glued in right there. You can't take it off. You can remove the this other part of the communicator device. I think it's kind of reminiscent of that gas mask. I thought they were going to have the mask on it, but it's like a communicator device, and you can clip it on his bandolier. He comes with his bowcaster, which is surprisingly easy to attach on his right fist. I've not tried it here, but I'm pretty sure you'll have an easier. It's probably tougher, but the way the fist has been molded, it'd be easier to do that. Detail wise, for Chewbacca, fantastic. I mean, you get the 5 points of articulation. I get that. The Star Wars figures are into that now, but the detail on this figure is just phenomenal. Great paint apps, great molding on it. Wonderful job on Chewbacca. The same thing they did with Finn. Finn is like, he has the same arms and maybe the same torso and the same legs, but he's got a different jacket. I think the jacket holds this strap which clips this part of the communicator device, or I think it should have been a gas mask device. His head is a new mold, and it's just like I pointed out at Chewbacca. It's got that depression where the headpiece, the communicator device, is actually glued on. The face looks the same, but relatively a new mold, like slightly different mold on the Finn that we get in the single card. Just like the bowcaster of Chewbacca, the gun is exactly the same. This is not the gun from the single card one. I think this is the one from the Armored Up and in the Takodana set, because it's not weathered. So great Finn. The face is painted more nicely this time. The pupils aren't too small. Jacket is painted very nicely. I'm glad they didn't put all that snow and extra effects on the pants. It's really nice. No weathered look on him. Really great. Well done, Hasbro. Okay, we'll put Finn and Chewbacca down first. Now this BB-8 at first glance looks the same as the BB-8 that you got from the 2-pack or the Takodana set, but it's got a peg hold, and I checked the BB-8 that came with it. It does not have a peg hold. Also, I thought it was the same. The head sculpt might be the same, but they've painted it differently, or they used a different plastic mold on it, and it is actually heavier. It's actually quite heavier. I don't know why they did that. This one is very hollow. It feels like a ping pong ball. This one feels more like a light golf ball. It's a lot heavier. As you can see, this one is very hollow, but this one makes a more solid thud. So it's a new BB-8 figure, and I was very surprised. Very similar, but I think it's pretty new. And I think they had to do it a more solid one so that they could get that peg hole thing, because had they done it here, it would be just hollow. So very nice. Well done, Hasbro. Alright, and on to the Millennium Falcon, just to give you a size comparison on how scaled down it is. Here is Ray Speeder. Obviously, in the movie, Ray Speeder is much smaller than the Millennium Falcon. So it's okay. It's not a perfect scale to the 3 3/4 or the 1/18 scale, but it works. It will fit 3.75-inch figures. It'll work great on your display shelf, and it's just fantastic. A lot of joy. All right, let's do the feature. Well, let me show you an overview of the Falcon. The stickers, as I mentioned, are here in the cockpit, right there, and on the other side. There's more stickers inside this panel, which I will show you. Right here. Not yet. Alright. And this one, what they did is they turned the Falcon into a playset. This doesn't happen in the movie, but I thought you could just take it off and it's just a lid and you could play with it. But it actually folds out to be an extension of the Falcon. You can connect it right there, and it's like you have like a diorama, you have like a playset of the Millennium Falcon and what goes on with it. You can have figures posed in various positions, in various parts of the playset. You have BB-8 because he has got a peg right there. Of course, what would the Falcon be without Mr. Han Solo, Captain Han Solo, and Rey, of course. And or put it here. There's just so many playability for this particular set, and it's great. And you get to see a lot of the stickers here and there, and some of the small ones right. I'll show you right there. You might need a pair of tweezers for the really small ones, but everything else, the big ones, are very, very easy to put on. So let me take these off just to show you more. In the battle station mode, they have a blaster, which you can put anywhere you like on the playset. Excuse me. Just mount the camera back. You can mount it anywhere, but this is where it stores when you put it back together. They did get that hollow chess. I forgot the actual name of the game, but the hollow chess game where he can't sit Chewbacca. Maybe if you had a C-3PO, they'd probably be okay. They've got a space here for BB-8. You can put BB-8 right there, nice and cozy. Slip him there. And the two other figures could be piloting or staying here. There's also a medical bay for Chewbacca. You can have Finn right here. Very nice. There's a lot of possibilities. Also, you can put Finn. Let me take the gun out. You can put Finn here in the gun cockpit. In the movie, he was using the gun underneath the Falcon, and it had a seat. This one doesn't have a seat. It's just you just put the figure in. He's just standing up, and I will show you later how to activate the guns. But those are the places you get. There's like a hidden smuggler's compartment. You can put the weapons in. Very nice. And that's that. Let me put it back, and the lid is wonderfully detailed. There's a lot of paint apps on it. There's even stickers here, some paint apps here and there. I think this is a sticker that they've actually put on because it might be difficult to put on for most collectors or for most kids. So that's fine. I'm happy they did that. It's extremely easy to put back that lid or that cover. I'm just worried that over time, because it's made of a softer material, that it's gonna warp. And right now it's not as flush as I want it to be, but over time I'm afraid that this thing is gonna warp. But other than that, it's fine. So onto the cockpit. I will show you the guns and the features once we turn on the electronics. They said you could put Chewbacca in it with Finn. But just putting in Chewbacca, he like occupies the whole seat. I mean, I mean, look at that. Can you still imagine putting Finn? I tried doing it. It's gonna be cozy. It's like you try and put Han Solo. Look at that. It's gonna be very, very cozy. Yeah. So if you want. My thing is, you'll probably have to leave Chewbacca in that medical bay, and you'll probably want to put Rey and Han here. Let me just take off the guns. So Han and Rey, they fit a lot nicely. I mean, they don't look cramped or anything like that. Obviously, that's not exactly how the Millennium Falcon looks like. The cockpit is much bigger, and they can fit 4 people, 5 people, just like what we saw in episode 4. But it serves its purpose. Very, very nice. Okay, now underneath is a battery compartment right here, where you will need 2 AA batteries. You just need to unscrew that, and you'll have 2 batteries. This is the on and off switch. That's the on position, and there's a latch right here which activates the landing sound and the takeoff sounds right here. Oh, so when you take off the Falcon, he has that landing sound when you lift it, and then when you put it down, oh, you see, take off and then landing sounds. Okay, also if you swing the Falcon about, it's got those flight sounds. They're just amazing. And then if you have the warp core in the correct position, which I will show you later, you just press this button and it puts up that blaster bay, that gun bay where we put Finn in, and you press this other button and it activates the warp drive sound. So very nice. And you press it again, you press the big one that activated the gun, and you'll get that blasting sounds. And it's nice, they actually added that. That's the I had a lot of nostalgia with watching that scene when Finn was trying to work this targeting display, and you have that there. So you get to have all those sound effects. And then if you want to take the Millennium Falcon to light speed, you just press the smaller button, and then it goes into light speed. Now, if the hyperdrive always fails on the Falcon, so the hyperdrive is down, you switch this down, it turns red. When you try to press the hyperdrive, it has that conking out sound, which is nice. This is just pure joy. You put it back up, and you get that working hyperdrive sound. Okay. All right, on to the last feature I'm going to show you. Let's put it back. They even put this one. This one is so reminiscent. It's so nostalgic, so iconic. This blaster that they had it, and they had it. It's just amazing. There are compartments on the side here where you can put some Nerf darts. Let me show you. Right here, it mounts 2 Nerf darts right there, but the set only came with 1 Nerf dart. Yeah, Hasbro's cutting costs. And this is just your regular standard Nerf dart. Any color will fit, anything will do. You can store 4 Nerf darts right there. That's great. The Millennium Falcon apparently has a main gun, just like Thunder Sub or whatever, and it works like this. You press this button, and then it sort of gives it that firing sound. The way you do it is you put this Nerf dart and you cock it like this, put it back down, and then you activate it like this. Press it once, it'll pop it up, and just like the ray speeder, press it the second time, it will shoot the Nerf dart. So overall, I am so impressed with this set. It's a lot of fun, like I mentioned. It's a good scale. It's not a perfect 3.75 inch scale, just like the BMF Millennium Falcon that was released previously, but it works. It's like a G.I. Joe vehicle that's not exactly perfect size, perfect scale, but it works. There's a lot of playability with this set. There's a lot of displayability as well with it. I think it's great for both collectors and both collectors and kids who just want to play with something and then display it after. I'm gonna give this set a 10 out of 10. The only way this set is going to be an 11 out of 10 if it had lights, like real lights here, running lights everywhere, like LED lights. That would be great. But I'm sure a lot of customizers are on it, and they're probably going to do that here and there. I don't customize, so. And my copy of the Falcon doesn't sit flush, but that's fine. So great job, Hasbro. Absolutely wonderful, pure joy. The Star Wars, the Force Awakens Battle Action Millennium Falcon Vehicle Playset. Thanks for watching.